How's it going, you guys? It's Scott with Shed School. Today I want to show you a few tips on cutting out windows and doors on your T1-11 siding. Now that is the most common siding you're going to find on most storage sheds. And we're just about ready to cut out 2 windows and a door, which will show you a few different tips and tricks, saving you time and money on your own build. So let's jump into it. So this will make your life a lot easier with this bit and your cordless router. This is going to allow you to plunge cut, but also ride the framing member. And because T11 is so thin, you can't adjust your router and get a new part of the blade to extend out of life. I also mark on my bottom plate here and my sidewall just for easy reference on where that window is located to make sure when I do my plunge cut, it is in the right location. I like to start off with an angle like this, doing my plunge cut. I feel that it does cut a lot easier and get through, and it doesn't waller out that starting point. Then I go over to the siding member and I start to ride along that frame. Now why this works so easy, because if you look at the tip of that bit, it has that smooth surface. So it rotates and it easily rides along the framing member while the cutting then happens at your T1-11. And that's why you might need to do a little adjustment, because you won't want to do too much cutting on your framing member. That'll apply some unneeded torque to your bit. Every once in a while it might get bound up, and this is very effective for T1-11, but if you were doing zip wall, you're probably going to have to do a corded router, something with a little bit more torque, because T1-11 is easy work for this, but zip wall might be a little bit too much. And I like to actually be behind it, pushing it along and letting the bit do most of the work without forcing it, because that can bind things up. But really, this is going to be your absolute best finished product you can get. Circular saws, sawzalls, jigsaws are just not going to do it, and it's going to take a lot longer with not nearly as clean results as this. So we have the one window out, and now I'm moving along to the larger door. Now you will see you have to do a little bit of additional cuts with your doors with that circular saw, because you're going to have your bottom plate still in place before you set your wall up and cut that out. So you'll just have to start or finish your cuts there to get your panels off. But again, this will make easy work, and do not force that blade, just allow it to ride along and start cutting through your T1-11. But once you start using this method, you're just never going to go back. I do recommend getting multiple different bits, so you always have 1 or 2 extras just in case you start getting dull. So hopefully that makes it a lot easier for you. And as you can see, it makes a nice and tight cut right around your framing. It's about as good as you get, especially for the amount of time you're putting into it. Now, if you want a link to the actual bit I'm using for my cordless router, down below the video, see that link. And if you want to dive a lot deeper into building sheds and possibly even do that on the side, it is one of the best side hustles you can do. And you can make $2,000 per shed, which might only take you about 2 days to build. So it's really a great opportunity. And we have a community that has an 8-lesson course, community for all your Q&A, and weekly live sessions where we come together as builders, we share notes, we help each other out to ensure we're getting better together. So you'll see that link right below the video, or you can scan this QR code and it'll take you over to our community called Shed School, and we'd love to have you on board and see you building sheds like this in your own community. So thanks for joining me on this one, and we'll catch you on that next video. Take care.